The blue and red lights flashed in Marcus Johnson's rearview mirror, painting the night sky in uneasy colors. He slowed his car and pulled to the shoulder, the sound of gravel crunching under his tires. His pulse stayed calm, steady, too steady for someone who'd just been pulled over. He had learned long ago to expect this. It wasn't the first time. Inside the car, the faint hum of the engine filled the silence. Marcus rested both hands on the steering wheel where they could be seen. He didn't move, didn't reach for anything. The street was empty, lined with dark houses and flickering streetlights. He could see the patrol car behind him, two silhouettes inside, one large, the other restless and fidgeting. "Here we go again," he muttered under his breath. The car doors opened almost in sync. The older officer stepped out first, heavy-set, bald, his posture radiating authority he hadn't earned. His name tag read Denton. Behind him followed a younger man, slim, nervous, hand hovering near his holster. That one was Collins. They approached slowly, flashlights cutting through the car interior. Marcus stared straight ahead, the light flickering across his face. "License and registration," Denton barked before even introducing himself. Marcus nodded slightly. "Sure, officer. My license is in my wallet, right pocket. Registration's in the glove compartment. I'm going to move slowly, all right. Keep your hands where I can see them," Denton growled, leaning closer. Collins' hand twitched near his gun. Marcus froze, then exhaled through his nose. "You've got them right here, both hands visible. But I need to reach for what you asked for." Denton gave a tight nod. Marcus moved deliberately, slow enough for every motion to be clear, and retrieved his wallet and registration papers. He handed them through the window. Denton snatched them, scanning the name. "Marcus Johnson," he read aloud, tone dripping with suspicion. "You know why we stopped you tonight, Marcus?" "No, sir," Marcus replied calmly. "Care to tell me? You were doing 40 in a 30. And those tinted windows? Illegal." Marcus shook his head slightly. "That's a factory tint, and I was doing 35, maybe 36. That's still speeding," Denton snapped. "You trying to tell me how to do my job?" Marcus met his gaze evenly. "Not at all, just stating facts." The older man's expression hardened. "Step out of the car." "On what grounds?" Marcus asked, his tone still even. "Failure to comply." Marcus sighed quietly. "Officer, I haven't failed to comply. I said get out," Denton barked, jerking the door open. Marcus unbuckled and stepped out slowly, towering over both officers. He kept his palms open and visible. His movements were disciplined, the kind that came from years of tactical training. "Hands on the hood," Collins ordered nervously, circling behind him. Marcus obeyed without a word. He wasn't afraid, he was just tired. He'd seen this scene play out too many times, both in person and on the news. "You carrying any weapons?" Collins asked sharply. "Yes," Marcus said, steady as ever. Denton tensed instantly. "Where?" "Right hip," Marcus replied. "Glock 19, issued weapon, authorized carry." Both officers froze. "Issued by who?" Denton demanded, voice rising. Marcus turned his head slightly. "Before this gets any worse, you should probably call it in." "I'll decide that," Denton snapped. He gestured to Collins. "Disarm him." The younger officer hesitated, eyes wide. "Sir, what if?" "Do it." Collins swallowed, then carefully unlatched the holster and removed Marcus's weapon. But the moment he did, his flashlight caught the silver badge clipped beside the gun, a polished star glinting under the streetlight. He blinked, stepping back in shock. Sergeant," Collins stammered. He's got a badge." Denton frowned. "What kind of badge?" Collins handed it over with trembling fingers. Denton squinted, reading the engraved words, "United States Marshal." His eyes shot up. "You're joking." Marcus straightened slowly, calm but sharp. "No joke. Deputy U.S. Marshal Marcus Johnson, you just disarmed a federal officer." The silence that followed was thick enough to choke on. Collins looked like he wanted to disappear. Denton's mouth opened, then closed again. "How do I know this is real?" he blurted finally. Marcus gave a dry chuckle. "You could have checked my plates. Or my name. But I guess it's easier to assume I stole the car." Denton's face reddened. We've had people flashing fake badges before." "Then verify it," Marcus said firmly. "Call your dispatch. Tell them you've detained a deputy U.S. Marshal on a traffic stop." "I'll wait." Denton hesitated, then grabbed his radio. "Dispatch, this is Unit 12. We've got a suspect claiming to be a U.S. Marshal. Name Marcus Johnson. Can you verify credentials?" The response came after a tense pause. "Unit 12, repeat that name." Marcus Johnson. A longer pause followed, then the dispatcher's tone changed completely. Unit 12, release him immediately. Marshal Johnson is confirmed. He's assigned to the Joint Fugitive Task Force. Do not detain or interfere further. The radio crackled, then went silent. Collins swallowed hard. Denton's face had turned pale. He looked at Marcus, eyes wide, mouth opening to speak, but no words came. Marcus took a slow step forward. You two just detained and disarmed a federal officer because you didn't like the way he looked behind the wheel of a nice car. Sir, Collins began, but Marcus raised a hand to silence him. Save it. You didn't even ask for identification before escalating. You just saw my skin color and decided I didn't belong here. Neither officer replied. The only sound was the soft hum of the idling engines and the distant chirp of crickets. Marcus took back his badge and weapon, reholstering it smoothly. You're lucky I'm not the kind of man who lets anger make decisions. But this goes in a report. Denton's voice cracked. Sir, please, don't, sir. Me now, Marcus said quietly. You two are supposed to protect the law, not weaponize it. He got back into his car, shut the door, and for a long second just sat there, staring straight ahead. He could still see their faces in the mirror, Denton looking ashamed, Collins looking terrified. He started the engine, pulled back onto the road, and drove off without another word. A few miles later, he stopped at a 24-hour gas station, the fluorescent lights flickering above him. He sat in the driver's seat, hands on the wheel, watching the empty road. It didn't matter that he wore a badge. It didn't matter that he'd spent years serving his country, arresting fugitives, and protecting lives. To some, all they saw was a black man who didn't belong. He reached for his phone, opened the Notes app, and began typing. His words were calm but precise, every detail recorded, time, location, names. He'd file the report before morning. Not out of vengeance, but because silence never changed anything. Marcus finished typing, set the phone down, and exhaled. Then, with quiet determination, he whispered to himself, if I don't hold the line, who will? He shifted the car into drive and disappeared into the night, a man who carried both a badge and a burden.